Hello and welcome. My name is Jürgen Rinelli and I'm a senior software consultant. In my today's episode of the Endpoint Central series, I'm gonna show you the MDM module. I'll enroll an Android device. Apple I don't have, so I can enroll only an Android device, and I'll show you remote view and how to configure the MDM module in total. So have fun. Okay, we are in the Endpoint Central Mobile Device Manager module. As you can see, it's blank. Nothing is here. So I have nothing within my dashboard, no devices yet enrolled, nothing here. I receive even my startup guides already. Okay, these guides, if you want to have them again, you can see that here with the rocket sign, quick overview, and the system will describe and help you with the first steps. Okay, today I'm gonna walk you through the mobile device management module. We will enroll a Android device. I'm so sorry I don't have any Apple devices, and I always have an issue with the Apple Business Manager because I do not own a company, so it's a bit difficult. I will show you everything, but I'm not able to enroll it. Okay, so let's start. Where to start? Let's go first into the settings, have an overview here. I do have only a local area network. In order to have the mobile device management run smooth, you should check and change to the a public FQD and to a WAN setting with a secure gateway server. We covered that in a previous video. All right, now what else do we have? The proxy settings, we can test our connectivity, everything is fine here. There is the device privacy. That's whatever you want to have collected from data from that corporate owned devices and from that employee and owned devices. You can modify those settings here, and there's no kind of a recommendation from me. Further, the standard settings already provided from Manage Engine. Then there is the terms of use. Here we do have sample terms of use. We can open them here. Let's open that just once here with that browser, and here you can see this is a sample mobile device management policy. You can download it, you can change it if you wish. So let's close that window again. Let's close that as well. Okay, and if you want to create a new policy, go in here, give it a name, set the language of that policy. You can choose multiple policies for different languages, and drop a new document in here for your corporate terms of use. Apply for all devices, corporate devices, personal devices only, and set a default language. I would suggest if you want to change some, if you do change your documents, provide a notification to the users as well. Okay, what else do we have to pre-configure? We have a geo-tracking. What's a geo-tracking? Geo-tracking allows you to monitor and secure your devices by tracking their locations efficiently. When we configure that, we can configure an always and always on all devices, specific device groups. We're gonna see in a short what is a group, and we can have acceptance for specific groups, and a location history saved. And we can store that history for a certain amount of days, and having even the location history on moving or something. I'm gonna stick with, in that case, with lost mode. I like to have a lost mode enabled only when and the geo-tracking then when the device is really getting lost. Save changes. All right, what else do we have? We have a remote control. We can do a remote control on our devices as well. Remote control or remote view, depending on the devices. Let's enroll. No, we have, in order to configure that remote control, we have first to have some devices enrolled. Yeah, that's true. The system, you see, it's always helping you getting the first steps done. Okay, so we are here now in the enrollment. What can we enroll? We can enroll Apple, Android, and Windows and Chrome OS devices. The Apple enrollment can be done through the Apple Business Manager. We have to ensure that we have a valid APN certificate in our Apple Business Manager. And then we can configure and connect our Apple Business Manager here to the Endpoint Central. I am not able to show you that process. My Apple Business Manager account is not valid anymore. I don't have any company anymore. If you don't have any Apple Business Manager account yet, you can have all you can configure it. It is free of any costs. The only thing you will need is a DUNS number. This is a specific number authenticating your company, and this number might take up to a week until you get that number, so it might take a bit. The APN certificate you can upload here. It is just that you have to create a Apple ID, or you have already one, then you can sign in, download the vendor signed CSR from Manage Engine, and then sign in, and you will have here all your informations. Just choose that, insert the informations. And once you have a connection to the Apple Business Manager, you will be able also to enroll supervised devices through this Apple Business Manager. If you don't have any devices yet in your Apple Business Manager account, there is the possibility to add them on your own through the Apple Configurator. There is an Apple Configurator app now available also for the Apple tabs. So then you can connect your devices, your new devices, or the devices you already have, and upload those and set them into the repository from the Apple Business Manager account. From that time on, you can enroll supervised devices as well, by meaning you can completely do anything what you want on that devices, literally, and you can wipe them completely as well. A bring your own device is possible as well with Apple and Android and everything, and they have a full containerization as well. So you can configure that managed apps and unmanaged apps are not communicating at all. Okay, then there is the MEMDM app for the Apple devices. Automatically distribute MEMDM app to the devices and remove jailbroken devices. I will get that always on. save changes. Now let's go to the Android enrollment. That's a bit easier. The Android enrollment. You can have a QR code enrollment. Start now. And that means that we can create a supervised device by applying this QR code. You can configure also already your the Wi-Fi net where you're in right now, where you're gonna enroll that system. So that will be replicated within that QR code, and you can enroll the devices when you are in the welcome screen by tapping 6 times, or depending on the devices, maybe even 8 times on the welcome screen, and the camera will open and you can scan them. It is an easy way to enroll supervised devices with full control on the systems. Also, there is a zero-touch enrollment available. It's the pendant to the Apple Business Manager, just from Google. Remind that is not free of cost, that Google zero-touch enrollment. It is nothing you have to pay to manage engine. It is something about this Google account. Then there is a Knox mobile enrollment as well for the Samsung devices, automatically using Knox mobile enrollment. We have an NFC enrollment. That's cool too. Just download and install the enrollment app on the admin device. Then just with NFC you can enroll that devices. Okay, then there is the MDM app we have to configure as well. Always restrict rooted devices. It is by default now. That's cool. And you can even have basic integrity check fails or Google certification fails and something. Allow user to remove MDM app. Should he? Yes or no. You can select as you wish. And hide MDM app on the device, yes or no. Hide central server details, yes. Allow devices in shared mode, no. And here you can rename and rebrand the logo from the MDM app. I will suggest here immediate communication and the Google Play Store plus a corporate network. This ensures that even if you have no access through your network where you are right now to the Play Store to go outside, you can download from the corporate network, from that central server, this MDM app. I'll save that changes now. If you want to configure Azure Auto Enrollment, you have to upload as well a third-party certificate. Of course, that's done through here. You have to have a third-party certificate. Yeah, there is you cannot use the standard manage engine certificate. Sorry. Okay, so then cancel, stop, yes, and then you can configure your Windows Autopilot here as well. I don't have an Azure account. I can't show you that either. So sorry. Maybe in the future. Cool. Now, prior enrolling, because here you can enroll more. You have a self-enrollment possibility. I don't have an Active Directory. You can configure it through here as well. Integrate the on-prem Entra ID, Google Workspace and Okta to simplify the enrollment process. I don't have an Active Directory as well. So sorry. So many things I don't have to show you. It's just a theoretical thing I can show right now. But what else can we do? We have here the device tab. Here we can start and enroll, bring your own devices. That's what we are gonna do with the Android device. I have an old one here for and as an example. Here we have the management tab. Here you group your devices. Prior enrolling, I'm going to create a new device group here, and I will call it Android, and add devices, no, and here I have a create group. Okay, yeah, no need to have a device in. All right, if you have a group, you can add profiles on that group and apps on that group, by meaning that when you remove one device from one group into another, automatically the devices will receive the appropriate policies and apps. If you have more device groups, let's build another device group for controlling. No, I don't want to have devices in there. Let's create another group, device group for consultants. So I created now 3 groups just to show, to get visual what I want to say and explain. You could have all the Android devices in a main group here, Android devices, and then as well, that same device you could have within consultants. So on the Android, we have basic profiles and apps rolled out for suitable for every device. And then we might have apps specific to consultants and controlling. And maybe some specific profile rules for consultants and controlling. So when I move one device from consultants to controlling, the profiles and apps from consultants will be removed and the profiles from controlling will be added, and the apps. It makes the management of the devices much easier to run through groupings. Fine. Now, we have device groups, and I'm gonna get a system in there then. First, let's have a look about the profiles. We have the ability Android, iOS, Mac, Windows, Chrome, and tvOS to enroll profiles. Let's have a look at the iOS profiles. The iOS profiles allow you to configure the passcodes, have restrictions, camera, for example, and yeah, that you know that camera you are not allowed to restrict on. Bring your own devices, and because of the hundreds of different settings in here, we might lose track. So we have here symbols helping us to identify with which enrollment type we can configure which of those settings. Within the Apple profile, there is the restriction security. Please have a look in here about the shared data between managed and unmanaged apps. Even with all enrollment types, bring your own device or supervised devices, you have to select here if you want to have a allowance on both ways, restrict from unmanaged to managed and vice versa, or both. I will get both, and then you have more selections to choose. Okay, so always check that if you want to prevent unmanaged apps and managed apps to get to talk together. Advanced security, iCloud, everything can be set here. Wi-Fi profiles can be added here, and per app VPN and Exchange ActiveSync. As well, there is the kiosk mode you can enable for a single mode, multi-app mode, and an autonomous mode with some settings, and you can have a you can edit your screen layout here as well. Fine. I don't have any Apple devices. I'm not going to build a profile here. Android. With Android, we have even more options. We have even a OEM config profile for different devices: Samsung, Zebra, Honeywell, Data Logic, and such. So even those scanner devices and specific devices, it's a large list. You can configure the OEM profiles here as well. MDM, the normal MDM profile, let's give it a name, Jürgen's basic profile. Just give it a name, and then I'll go continue. Now, passcode we have here as well. We can configure even only for the work profile passwords. Yeah, and we have the complexity medium or high. Give it a complex value with a user-friendly 16 digits, and we can even set disable the biometrics if you want. All right, there is one section I want to mention explicitly. There is the maximum number of failed attempts. You can give there some numbers. Yes, just remind. When the devices, the mobile devices, often we have them often in our jeans pocket or something, and yeah, you know that you very often have failed tapped-ins just only because of having the device in your pocket. When the device failed attempts are reached, the device will get completely wiped. So take care with that setting. I already had that once, and have been on a mountain trip, and then at the top of the mountain I wanted to have a look, where am I, where to go next, and yes, welcome screen. Not nice thing when you do not have any network there. Okay, so this is how you could configure the passcodes, and even only for the work profile. Numbers, let's get a low here. You can get numbers and tell them minimum length of 4 and leave everything else allowed. You have to save every one of those settings. Everywhere you go, you have to save it, because if I change here restrictions and go to workspace and go back, the restrictions is gone. So sometimes when you configure lots of lists and forget to save, it might be a bit painful. All right, even here we have those symbols signaling us which enrollment type we would need in order to be able to configure. Security, allow adding or removing accounts and such things. There are a lot of settings. You have to go through it on your own, basically on your needs of your company. Bring your own devices will be automatically covered within here. Within Android, you do not need to have restriction set specifically for managed and unmanaged apps. Okay, so workspace security. Share documents from unmanaged apps to work profile is all restricted. From the beginning, it is all restricted. So you can set, if you wish to have some things allowed, you can do so. Wi-Fi here as well. Exchange Active Sync, you can select here. Even the email client, Gmail, Samsung, or Outlook. And the kiosk modus is available here as well for multiple apps, single mode apps, device restrictions, settings. You can show kiosk settings within the devices, device app settings. Lots of possibilities to configure your kiosk mode for your needs. Even here, the screen layout, you can configure it. Good. I've done a passcode setting, so I'll just I'll just go and publish that profile. Now the profile is published. Here's just an overview about that, and when we go back to profiles, we see here the profile. There is the latest version number and associated groups and devices. We do not have any group and device associated yet. That's what we are gonna do now. We are gonna go to groups, and that should be a basic Android profile. So let's go in the group, and here within actions, associate profile. Then let's choose the profiles you want to associate for it. Now, distributed version 1, latest version 1. When we go now and change something within the profile, we will have a latest version 2 and distributed version 1. And then there will be an action button even for the upgrade. You can do that here as well to publish these new profiles. Now let's enroll a device, won't we? Devices, Android. This enrollment method provides the device with a work profile. Profile owner management, typically used for personally owned devices. That's what we are gonna do. We can use the QR code or use a link, and we can assign the devices to users. User assignment. Let's go back to users again for short. Here you can add manually users, but if you have an Active Directory services domain added, then you can select from all your users out of that domain as well. So, or let's modify it. Enrollment steps. Let's get back in here. Yes. Okay. We've created that, so now we can modify it. Let's scan that QR code or use enrollment link. I will do that with my mobile phone now and scan that code. Yes, open that page. In any case, if you are not able to download and open the link on your devices, you can add the MDM app from the Play Store on your own, and then go on enrollment, and when you open the app and scan QR code, it is just telling you what to do, or you could enter the registration URL you have in here. So I'm gonna try that now. And then we can close this here, yet to enroll. We even can send invites. So we could click it here and send an invite to that specific user, and then he can click on the instructions in that email. Well, what else do we need until everything is scanned and enrolled? Let's go and have the management. Within the management, we have the app repository. Here, you have to connect your Apple Store or configure apps for business or the Play Store. I'll add my Play Store here. Now we have to sign with some new informations. If I'm just creating a new account in Google now. No, I don't want to have informations more. I will just have Android, and let's continue. And I need a password. Yeah, okay. And now it writes that I'll get redirected to the Manage Engine EMM. That's working. Here it is. And now I have my, I can add apps. Let's go here and add an app out from the store. We can add even enterprise apps, even self-hosted or Google hosted. I will add an Play Store app. Got it. So now let's publish let's have the Outlook, select Save and Sync. Let's add even another one. WhatsApp Business, why not? We have to select and save and sync. We have now two applications here. When we go into the applications, we have some more configurations we can provide depending on the app we have. We have permissions and something, and WhatsApp Business, for example, permissions, and for every other application different. The Apple applications, yeah, there you can do some customizations, but you will need those XML files. Now, if you want to deploy an app, you can do that here. Just click here on that app and go distribute. And you can do that on devices or on that groups. I always stick on groups. And yeah, where to put it, and you can have a distribute to app catalog, silent installation, download immediately, or get it here, a notification through the app catalog or via email. Everything is possible. Silent installation and distribute app. Now the app is distributed to all devices within that particular group. That consultants group, apps count 1. All right, then there is an app auto update policy we can build. Create a new policy, auto app update policy, update all apps, all store apps, specific apps, automatically when detected, manually, automatically, and immediately. We have a content management here as well. That's positive if you want to push out some, let's say, telephone lists catalogs. No one nowadays reminds by brain is the telephone numbers, and in case of emergency you might need those, so you could publish them here. Just get an app or get an audio file, document file, video, image or file in here. I choose a picture, open. You give it a description. You can add tags. Done. Then you have it in the repository. Nothing yet has happened. Now you can share that, but prior sharing, there are some policies you can create. You can share with a policy. Let's have that a restricted policy. Just open the content only with the MDM app. Clipboard sharing, restricted. Screenshots, screen recording, restricted. Prompt for device password, yes. Allow content deletion, no. Download settings, automatically maybe. Only over Wi-Fi you can set that to, and save. And now we have that policy. Now we can share that and select here the policy and the group or the devices where we want to have that distributed. When we delete that here, all those contents will be deleted as well immediately on the devices where it is distributed, and even a corporate wipe will delete all that. Then we have an automatic iOS update. Create one iOS, Android, Chrome, Android custom firmware. The iOS would look like that immediately, delay and force if you wish. And the Android has some more features, delay as well, but you can select preferred weeks and days and time frames. and have a notification sent prior to the users. These announcements allows us to send announcements to the users, to our colleagues out there. Let's say there's a security breach. You could send them a message with a acknowledgement button enable, mark that as mandatory to read, give it a name, that button, and set a display icon. So within a message, we got hacked, and please don't log into your systems. Please use our second communication way outside of office, whatever. All right, cancel. If we want to have a geofencing, we can create the geofencing here. Create a policy. And first, of course, we would need a repository with the fences. So create a fence, allow here now for now. Yes. And we can select locations, get fence radius and something, and let's create that, and then have a fence policy, create a policy, select the criteria, not within selection area, my fence, and then have an immediate notification, maybe select action, or send email to admin, or even an action with a complete wipe can be done as well. Now let's see what's our enrolled device giving me as informations. So let's go to enrollment, devices. Here is my device. It's enrolled, and it is a personally owned device with workspace. And on the device, you have a personal tab and a work tab where you will find your applications from your company. So now let's see what the device shows within the inventory. It is kind of the same like with the computer inventory, where you have a summation of your device, of the device informations, network information, SIM informations, installed apps, certificates, restrictions, and alerts. Geo-tracking, if enabled, you can enable the lost mode here and provide a contact number and a text. Please call me. And then the device will be, in lost mode. Nothing else can be done on that system except calling here. And you will have a geo-tracking then on. I don't do that now. And there is an audit log as well. Within the actions, you can scan that device again, have a remote lock, a remote alarm, enable lost mode, clear app data, and deprovision, wipe that device. Now, within the management, there is no device within any of that groups. So within Android, let's add a device. Add that device. That's all you have to do. And now all the profiles within here will be provided, executed, distributed to that device, as well as the apps. So, and now we have this device should be a consultant device. Let's go here and add here even that device in that group. So now the apps we provided, distributed on that group will be published, ready to execute. Yeah, there is that WhatsApp for Business. So that's all for the management, and we have, of course, some basic reports in here. We find them here, and we have a audit, a complete audit. Here on the right corner is the possibility to collect even a host name and provide a longer history, audit history. Cool. Within the dashboard, something changed. We have more informations in here. Now let's try that remote control. Now that we have one device enrolled, let's try the integration. We have to sign in into our Zoho account. If you do not have one, you can create it up here. It's free of cost. I'm gonna sign in now, and then let's try that remote control. Now the integration has been done, and now I have my devices here within remote control. And in this case, I can start a remote view. And then when we start that, we cannot. There is a remote command disabled through device privacy settings. So let's modify them. Let's get in here, remote control commands, enabled, complete wipe, disabled bug, disabled remote control, user controlled, and save. Now let's try it again. Management, remote control. Now there is the button blue. Once you do it right, everything is working. Start. And once the user allows it, you see whatever is done on that device. And here we can see now the personal and the work profile. Everything can be seen, whatever we do here. And this is the containerization, private and work profile. And here you see the WhatsApp Business, what we deployed on that device. The MEMDM app on that device looks like that. We have the app catalog. There is the WhatsApp. Yeah, installed. It is installed. And we have that picture. And we have to provide, as we told the policy, through the policy, we have to get that like this. Okay, but even that is not possible to see because it is restricted to the policy screen share. Once I get out of the picture, you see everything again. So now there are the device details in that app. There is that data security policies. Again, there is for support and upload some protocols and something like that. And if we provided some notifications, we can see them here as well. And then there is a viewer, that's a chat. So I can start something and we can chat. Here we see the bar and we can answer. Nice. Even the chat is working. Let's quit that session. Over here, exit. Yes, and now. And close the page. That's it for today with the mobile device management within Endpoint Central. It is a powerful tool. Unfortunately, I've not been able to show you Apple and Mac enrollment and such things, but yeah, I could walk you through the module. Hope it has been useful to you and hope to see you soon again. Bye.